What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we are reviewing SummerSlam Night 1 2025. This is not one of the matches, but I do want to go over. They did do a Hulk Hogan tribute in the middle of the show. They talked about him and showed pictures and everything. I can't remember if they played a video. But yeah, they did that just randomly in the middle of the show after like 2-3 matches. So we open the show with a tag match between Roman Reigns and Jey Uso versus Bronson and Braun Breaker. And this match started before it even began. Braun and Bronson were right here, and Roman and Jey started attacking them. Or no, they were in the ring and they started attacking them, and it was crazy. Roman did a suicide dive and almost missed both of them. He landed on his head, almost landed directly on his head. Luckily, Bronson Reed was able to catch him. And then Bronson Reed did a suicide dive, and luckily Roman repaid the favor. He was luckily able to catch him because he almost missed them both. Like they both almost flew over two people. It was crazy. But they also did stop the match and did a little yeeting, which Braun and Bronson stopped. And then Braun Breaker went to spear Roman and Jey through the barricade, and Roman ended up spearing Breaker through the barricade. But in the end, well, this match was really chaotic, but in the end, Jey Uso was about to get speared by Braun Breaker. Roman Reigns was right there, and he shoves Jey out of the way, gets speared by Braun. Then Jey super kicks Breaker, then spears Bronson, and hits an Uso splash on Bronson for the win. And it seems that Braun Breaker is injured. So, because after the match, people took a video. He was he was about to walk backstage. They had like stairs, and he was hopping up the stairs. Jumping into the next match, it was another tag match. Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair versus Raquel and Roxanne Perez, and it was for the Women's Tag Team Championships. And there was a lot of moments where it was like, I thought it was the end. They did a phenomenal job. It was a generic tag match. Like, it just felt like a regular tag match, but it also felt like it was worth, I don't want to say worth the wait or whatever, but it was just so good. It was such a good tag match. They work well with each other. That's what I was looking for. They really work well with each other. Like, it was just a generic tag match, but they made it feel something, even though there's not really much to talk about. Except for the fact that Alexa Bliss accidentally hit Charlotte Flair. She was about to hit, I believe it was Raquel, and Raquel ducked and she accidentally hit Charlotte. But in the end, Alexa Bliss had Roxanne Perez. She was about to hit a Sister Abigail on her, and Charlotte was in the corner, and she looked like she was about to cost her and Alexa the match. But then she hits a big boot on Raquel. Alexa Bliss hits a Sister Abigail, and they are your new Women's Tag Team Champions. And with that being said, on the press conference, they hugged it out. And now, as Triple H said, we can now use the F word. Friends. Jumping into the next match, it was Karrion Kross versus Sami Zayn. This match, it was a good match for what it was, but I am a little disappointed on what it actually was. On the kickoff show or countdown show, they did promote Karrion Kross's book, which was really cool. They promoted it for like a good 5 minutes or whatever, and they were showing pictures and everything. It was really cool. I liked it. But yeah, Scarlett was there and Cross was there. Now the main reason for this match was, is Cross going to turn Sami Zayn heel? Is Cross gonna turn Sami to the dark side? And he almost got him as Scarlett grabbed the lead pipe. Cross purposely distracted the referee to see if Sami would hit him, and he didn't. Instead, he chucked it towards the barricade, and then Cross got up immediately. They just went at it, but in the end, sadly, Cross did lose. He got hit with a haluva kick and lost. But it was a good run. Hopefully, they re-sign him because his contract is ending soon. But we'll see. Jumping into the next match, it was Jade Cargill versus Tiffany Stratton for the Women's Championship. There's not much to talk about. And then I went online. I'm like, that was weird. And I just really couldn't think of much to talk about it. I go online, find out that match was 5 minutes. 5 minutes. I don't know what to say. I mean, I think it might have been a little more than 5 minutes, but that's crazy. The estimate was 5 to 10 minutes. The show ended at like 9:30. By the way, they rushed like most of these matches. But yeah. So they did showcase a lot. Tiffany Stratton did like suicide dives. Jade Cargill did sunset flips. Jade Cargill hit her jaded, the finisher, and then pinned her. And Tiffany Stratton rolled with her and got her foot on the bottom rope. It was really cool. But in the end, Jade Cargill lifts her up, looks for a jaded from the second rope, and Tiffany Stratton reverses it, hits her with the prettiest moonsault, and she retains. And on the press conference, they were saying this was her biggest match, even though she beat Charlotte and Tiffany Stratton this year. They said this was her biggest win. Jumping into the next match, it was Jelly Roll and Randy Orton versus Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul. Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre came out first. Jelly Roll came out to Who's Your Daddy by Toby Keith and sang the beginning of Randy Orton's theme song, which led to Randy coming out. And when they got to the ring, Logan Paul hit a cheap shot on Jelly Roll to rile everyone up. Jelly Roll tagged in Randy Orton right when the bell rang to get at Logan Paul, because it was Randy and Logan who started off the match. And Randy Orton had to calm Jelly Roll down. The match, they really showed Jelly Roll's talent very, very lightly. They barely showed it. And I'm disappointed, because this is the guy who lived at the Performance Center, they said. A guy who basically lived at the Performance Center. And he got taken out by Logan Paul through the announce table. Then got taken out by doctors all the way over till he was here. And that took about like 60% of the match was getting him from here. And they were really selling it, so they got in 60% of the match. It was annoying. But in the end, Drew hit a Claymore on Jelly Roll. Randy RKO'd him. Logan Paul took Orton out. and then hit Jelly Roll with a frog splash for the win. Jumping into the main event, it was Gunther versus CM Punk for the World Heavyweight Championship. I had to emphasize Gunther because I had to do a retake because I said Drew McIntyre the first time. I don't know why. But yeah, it was Gunther versus CM Punk for the World Heavyweight Championship. This match was a generic match, but it was good. It was a straight up wrestling match. A lot of chops that you could hear throughout the arena. It was crazy. And there was even an announce table spot, where Gunther was standing on the announce table. Punk tripped him, and then next thing you know, Gunther's bleeding all over. It was crazy. They had each other in submissions. Like, Gunther had Punk in a submission. Punk reversed it into another submission. It was just chaos. But in the end, Punk hit a GTS. Gunther was teetering, so he hit another one for the win. He won the World Heavyweight Championship, and he was celebrating for a while. And then you hear CM Punk's theme song, Seth Rollins' theme song. He comes down. He's with Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman's got the briefcase. Rollins is just standing there. He's like, "Oh, your time is gonna be up, Punk. Your time's almost up." He was wearing crutches and everything. He had a knee brace on. He starts to walk away. Drops the crutch. Grabs the knee brace, rips it off, and then takes his jacket off, grabs the briefcase from Paul, runs in, grabs a referee, grabs Jessica Carr, to be exact, whacks Punk with the briefcase a few times because Punk was putting up a fight he did not want to get cashed in on, and Rollins was just beating him up with the briefcase, cashed it in, hit him with a stomp, and he is your new World Heavyweight Champion. It is Seth freaking Rollins. It was nice that Punk won a title. He has a longer reign than Drew McIntyre, but he did lose it. And they were celebrating, and Braun Breaker does have his knee brace, or his knee patched up, by the way, so he might be out for a little bit. And then they did a press conference thing with Drew. Actually, I keep saying press conference. It wasn't really a press conference, actually. There was no questions. I liked it. They didn't break kayfabe right away. But they interviewed Drew, and Drew said it's payback for what he did to Drew, so that's cool. But this was the final thing we saw. Heist of the Century 2.0. That's going to be it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Peace.